Please now join your hands together to welcome Swamiji. I would now like to invite Mr. Maheshvaranand to please come and welcome Swamiji. Thank you very much for your continuous support to us. I would now like to invite Mr. Neeraj Chandana to please come and welcome Swamiji. Thank you very much. And I would like I request you all to please silent your mobile phones. Without any further ado, I'll hand it over to Swamiji. Radhe Radhe.
Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Dearest devotees, please let's close eyes, sit up and close eyes. Try to visualize the supreme power that we call God, Lord, Bhagavan. Try to visualize and feel His presence as I will do some mantras, and we could feel the blessing of His presence and the peace. Prathamam Sadgurum Vande Shri Krishnam Tadanantaram Guru Papatmana Trata Shri Krishnas Tvamalatmana Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam Shreyah Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Namah Kamalana Bhaya Namah Kamalamaline Namah Kamalapada Namaste Kamalekshana Yo Brahmanam Virdhati Purva vai vedashta prahinoti tasmai takhvang devam atma buddhi prakasham mumukshur vai sharanamaham prapadde. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you wonderful devotees attending here tonight. We are on a journey of 3 sessions on the path to spiritual enlightenment. As was told to you last night, we are all searching for something. It's a fact that no one can remain inactive even for a moment. God, Shri Krishna says in Gita to Arjuna, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jadu tishthatya karmakrit. Chapter 3, verse 5, Gita. It is impossible for the individual soul to remain inactive even for a moment. We continuously perform actions. And every action we perform, no matter how contradictory or opposite they may seem to be, they are all for one thing only. And we heard last night, that thing is called happiness, peace, spiritual enlightenment. We are all suffering in this world, some way or the other. Dukhi hai. Why? The main reason we have forgotten who we are. We have been identifying with the body from beginningless time. I told you last night, this body, this thing we call a human body, is made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. It's a material thing. We're not the body. As I mentioned last night, this body belongs to us. When someone dies, we say he has left the world. Oh, he's left the world? Then why is everyone going to see him? He's left the world. Why is everyone going to see him? Oh, we are going to see that dead body. So who is that has left the world? There's something in that body who we are. And that we have forgotten from beginningless time. What has made us forget who we are? There's something called Maya. I'm sure you have heard about the thing called Maya. Most people, especially the Gyanis, those who follow the path of Gyan, they say Maya is an imagination of the mind. Mithya. That whatever you see doesn't exist. It's our imagination. I'm imagining you, you're imagining me. One person, Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, he said, just as a person walking in the dark mistakes a piece of rope. There's a piece of rope in the ground. He's walking in the dark and he mistakes the piece of rope for a snake. In the same way, we have become confused and formed this illusion of Maya, this world. It's our imagination. So is Maya an imagination? And that Maya is the reason why we have forgotten who we are? What is this Maya? According to the scriptures, Maya is not an imagination of the mind, but it's a power that belongs to God. Mayam tu prakritim vidyan mainam tu maheshwaram tasya vaiva bhutaistu vyaptam sarvavidam jagat. Shweta Shodro Parishad, chapter 4, verse 10. The highest authority, I told you last night, that the Vedas, Ved is saying Maya is the power that belongs to God. He's the governor of Maya. It is His power. Thousands of Ved mantras. In the Gita also, God, Shri Krishna says to Arjuna, Daivi Yesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metan Tarantite. Chapter 7, verse 14, Gita. Shri Krishna says, Hey Jnani, this Maya is not an imagination of the mind. It's a divine power. Daivi Hisha. Or Mama Maya, Meri Maya. Maya is a power that belongs to me, God. If Maya is false, then God is false also. So God is real, Maya is real. And it is His power, so no one can become free from Maya by their own effort. How to become free? Mamev. Ev means alone. He says, only the one who completely surrenders to me can become free from Maya. There's a Ved mantra which says, Tameva viditva tumeti nanya pantha vidyate yanai. Shweta Shvataro Upanishad. So aim of life, since Maya is the problem, Maya is the cause for us to have forgotten who we are. Maya is the reason for all our sufferings in the world. And Maya is the reason why we cannot attain spiritual enlightenment. It means we have to become free from Maya. This is an obstacle that we have to cross. So this Ved mantra says, only by knowing God. When I use the word God, I don't refer to any special name. As I told you last night, there's only one God. And we call Him by uncountable names. Some Ram, some Krishna, some Bhagavan, some Ishwar, some Allah, some Khuda, some God. Different names. It's one God only. So only by knowing that supreme power we call God can we become free from Maya. There is no other way. Now last night, just to go back very briefly, we saw that the Vedas, which is the highest authority, contains 100,000 mantras. These 100,000 mantras are divided into 3 sections. Karma Kand, or the path of Vedic rites and rituals. Varnashram Dharma. Upasana Kand, the path of bhakti, love in God. And Jnana Kand, the path of knowledge. Karma Kand, 80,000 mantras. Upasana Kand, 16,000 mantras. Jnana Kand, 4,000 mantras. So 3 sections. I told you also that one God, that one thing we call supreme power, God, has 3 forms. Varanti tattvavidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, 11th verse. One God, 3 forms. Not three Bhagavan, not 3 God, one God, 3 different forms. I gave you the example of water. In the natural state, water is a liquid. You freeze the water, it is ice. It melts, again water. You heat the water to a certain temperature, it becomes steam. You condense the steam, it is again water. So 3 states of the same water. In the same way, God has 3 forms. Brahma, the formless aspect. No name, no form, no quality, no pastime. The Jnanis, the ones, those who follow the path of Jnana, knowledge, worship this aspect. Paramatma is also known as Narayana, Mahavishnu, 4 arms. The yogis worship this aspect of the Lord. And Bhagavan, the personal aspect of God, Ram, Krishna, etc. Those who love God, devotees, they worship this aspect. So 3 aspects. I also told you that Maya, the thing which is governing us and made us forgotten who we are, has 3 qualities, 3 gunas. Sattva gun, Rajo gun, Tamo gun. So the Vedas are divided into 3 sections. Maya has 3 qualities. God has 3 forms. In the same way, there are only 3 paths to spiritual enlightenment, to knowing God. In the Bhagavad Mahapuran, God Himself, Shri Krishna is saying to Uddhav, Yogastrayo mayo prokta ninam shreyo vidit sama jnanam karma cha bhaktischa nopayo nyosti kutrachit. Shri Krishna, God is saying, Uddhav, there are only 3 paths for spiritual enlightenment, for knowing me, for becoming free from Maya. Gyan, the path of knowledge. Karma, the path of Vedic rites and rituals. Duty. And Bhakti, the path of love, devotion. No panyosti kuttachit, there is no other path. I mentioned you may have heard of other paths, but it's only a combination of any of these 3 or some aspect of it. But there are only 3 paths. So last night we went in detail in one of the paths, karma, the path of duty, Vedic rites and rituals. And we saw that all the path of karma can give us is heaven, swarga. That's all. But we are told that this heaven, it is only temporary. We go for some time, enjoy, and come back here and suffer. To the point that the Vedas are saying that person who wants to go to heaven is not only an ordinary fool, but the greatest fool. Brahmudha. Why? Because yes, you're going to go there, enjoy for a little bit. You have to work very hard. I went in detail last night how difficult it is to acquire the punya, spiritual merits to take us to heaven. And once you go there, what happens? Kshine punya. As you enjoy, the punya starts destroying. And one day it's going to finish, and then what will happen? We'll be thrown out. And because karma has become 0, we have to start all over again. All over again. The Vedas say, Hi nataram bhavishanti, will be thrown into lower forms of life. dog, cat, donkey, worm, grass, tree. One day we are in heaven enjoying as a heavenly God, and the next day we are in the body of a worm. This is why God is saying, Anta dukkha, it ends in suffering. So, karma is useless. So, I told you the conversation between Gaurang Mahaprabhu and his intimate disciple Ramanand Rai. Just to remind you, Gaurang Mahaprabhu appeared on this earth in a place called now Dweep in India in the year 1486. God himself, Radha Krishna, took one form and descended for the upliftment, for our benefit. And he is having a conversation with his most intimate disciple, Ramanand Rai, so as that we will understand what is our ultimate duty in life. So Gaurang Mahaprabhu asked, what is the duty of every human being? And Ramanand Rai quoted the Gita, chapter 18, verse 45, Sve sve karmanya bhirataha sansiddhim labate naraha. Every human being must perform one's moral and ethical duties. Gaurang Mahaprabhu said, yes, that is true, but the performance of moral and ethical duties will only take one to heaven. That's all, nothing else, which is useless. So tell me something better. So again, Ramanand Rai quoted the Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Yat karoshi dashnasi yat johosir dasya yat tapasasi kaunteya tat kurushama darpanam. Chapter 9, verse 27, Gita. The highest aim of the soul of a human being is to offer all his actions to God. The essence of this verse. Gaurang Mahaprabhu, however, objected, saying that in this there is the idea that freedom from bondage can be attained only through the performance of actions. Those who want freedom from bondage can do that, but it's not the best. Tell me something better. Again, Ramanand Rai quoted the Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braj. Chapter 18, verse 66, Gita. Renounce all dharma, all duties, all obligations, and take shelter in God alone, in me alone, in God alone. Gaurang Mahaprabhu objected, saying to Arjuna that this teaching is only for those who do not possess true knowledge. You see, Sri Krishna had said this to Arjuna, who was afraid of fighting the battle for the fear that he would be killing his teachers, elders, relatives, etc. In other words, he thought he could kill someone. He looked upon the body as the person, not having the knowledge that I am the soul, the Atma, and the soul is indestructible. So what is the aim of one who already has true knowledge? And here we come to the path of Gyan. We'll continue from there. Let's do a little chanting. We'll have a chanting on the screen, so you can follow. This beautiful chant, written by Jagat Gurutam Sri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, says, Radhe Radhe Bol Sham Bhaje Chale Aayenge, Ek baar aa gaye to kabhu nahi jayenge. So let me just briefly explain something. I keep saying there is one God, and here you're talking about two gods, Radha and Krishna. So how are you saying there's only one God and you're talking about two gods? One God. has taken two forms. Yeyam Radha Yasha Krishna Rasavit Dehas Chaika Kirana Tadvidha Bhoot Atharva Vedya Radhika Tapuni Upanishad. The Vedas say there is no question of Radha. Shri Radha is the Shakti, the feminine aspect, and Shri Krishna, the male aspect, being two. They do not even have two bodies. There's only one supreme power, supreme God, and He has taken two forms for the sake of Krida, Leela, divine pastimes. So Radha is Krishna and Krishna is Radha. They are one and the same. But there's something special about the form of Radha, that Shri Krishna worships Radha. He wants to serve Radha. And he loves the one who chants Radhe Radhe. What is this special? So the Vedas tell us, Atma tu Radhika tasya Ved. Even though Radha and Krishna are one and the same, Radha Rani is the Atma, the soul of Shri Krishna. The dearest thing to all of us is our own self, our soul. Nothing is dearer to us than our own self. A man and a woman claim to love each other so much they will die for each other. I love you, I will die for you. And they are walking with arms around each other. Take a snake, rubber snake, not a real one, but it looks real, and throw it on them. Oh, one runs this way, one runs that way. Nobody is thinking about saving anybody because we love ourselves the most. This is proof. So, because Radharani is the soul of Shri Krishna, he loves Radharani so much. So if you want to see Krishna, the bhajan is saying, what to do? Chant Radhe Radhe. When you chant Radhe Radhe, he will come and he will chant Radhe Radhe also. And once he has come once, he will never leave again. So we'll chant this beautiful chant and then we'll continue. Radhe Radhe bol Shyam, bhaje chale aayenge. Radhe 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 bol Shyam, bhaje chale aayenge. Radhe एक बार आ गए तो कबू नहीं जाएंगे. एक बार आ गए तो कबू नहीं जाएंगे. तेरे साथ साथ शाम राधे राधे गाएंगे. तेरे साथ प्रेम मगन तन सुधि बिसराएंगे. प्रेम मगन ओ सुधि बिसराएंगे. राधे राधे गाएंगे. राधे 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 बोल श्याम, भाजे चले आएंगे. राधे राधे बोल श्याम, भाजे चले आएंगे. राधे राधे बोल श्याम, भाजे चले आएंगे. राधे एक बार आ गए तो कबू नहीं जाएंगे. एक बार झुके गुण गण मुरली में गाएंगे राधे राधे झुकी छवि लती बलि बज जाएंगे राधे ओ बलि बलि जाएंगे राधे राधे बोल श्याम भाजे चले आएंगे राधे जय हो कहीं कहीं भुजन उठाएंगे जय हो दो मुद्रिक आनंद जल बरसाएंगे दो ओ राधे राधे गाएंगे राधे 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 बोल श्याम भाजे चले आएंगे राधे राधे नाम लेके मूर्छित हो जाएंगे राधे नाम लेके कभू हंसेंगे कभू आंसू बहाएंगे कभू ओ राधे राधे गाएंगे राधे 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 बोल श्याम भाजे चले आएंगे राधे राधे लखी लखी रसी तन मन मुस्काएंगे लखी लखी राधा भाव कही श्याम 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 गाएंगे राधा भाव कही श्याम 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 गाएंगे ओ श्याम श्याम गाएंगे श्याम श्याम गाएंगे ओ राधे राधे गाएंगे राधे राधे गाएंगे राधे श्याम गाएंगे राधे 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 बोल श्याम भाजे चले आएंगे राधे राधे बोल श्याम भाजे चले आएंगे राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय। To now just be attentive again, listen carefully. So we come to the second path. Remember 3 paths to spiritual enlightenment. Everlasting happiness, everlasting bliss, supreme knowledge, supreme bliss. The path of karma, we saw, useless. To only give heaven, we have to come back here and suffer. The second path tonight. I want you to bear something in mind. This is a gradual progression. So don't think that I'll come one night I'm going to get all the answer. To get the answer, we have to come all the 3 nuggets. Some people came last night and thought, I didn't hear anything that for spiritual enlightenment. So first I have to show what cannot give us that path. What will not give us spiritual enlightenment. Eventually we'll get there. But we have to have some patience. So I am reverently asking you to attend. Of course you're here tonight, and please come tomorrow night also. Okay, the path of Gyan. This is the path. We can also say the path of knowledge. The Gyanis follow this path. This path is extremely difficult. Actually, in this age of Kali Yuga, impossible. In one of our scriptures, the Ramayana, it says, Kali Yuga Yoga na jagya jnana ek adhar ram gunagana. In the age of Kali Yuga, the path of yoga. When I say yoga, I don't mean yoga. A lot of people are doing yoga, it's good. We have some yoga teachers here also. Yoga means something else. Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. This yoga. In that, one is called asan. So what we call yoga, the correct name is yogasana. But before that, yam, niyam. What does yam, niyam mean? Complete control over the mind. In essence. Then asana. Who can control the mind? So, in Kali Yuga, impossible. So yoga, Jagya, meaning more or less dharma, and Gyan, not in this age of Kali Yuga. What to do? Just chant as we were doing. Chant the name of the Lord with love. With love in your heart, chant the name. The scripture says, Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya Kathopanishad. The Vedas say, this path called Gyan, it is so difficult, it's like walking on the sharp edge of a sword. Gyan pantha kripan kai dhara. So difficult. Kahat kathin samujhat kathin sadhan kathin vivek. To speak about the path of Gyan is very difficult. Kathin. Kahat kathin. To make someone understand, more difficult. Samujhat kathin. Or sadhan kathin. To do it, forget it. So difficult, this path. The Guru of the Gyanis is known as Jagat Guru Shankaracharya. Adi Jagat Guru. You have heard the name? Shankaracharya. He has given some condition for one who wants to enter the path of Gyan. There's something called Vedanta Sutra, Brahma Sutra. The very first sutra, Vedanta Sutra is Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. In other words, after this, there arose a desire to know Brahma, the formless God. Now the word Athato, the first word syllable is Atha. Jagat Guru Shankaracharya translated the word Atha to mean Chatushtai Sampan. Chatushtai Sampan. There are 4 conditions one has to complete. 4 conditions before he can even enter the path of Gyan. What are the 4 conditions? 1. Complete control of the senses. Number 2. Complete control of the mind. Hey Bhagwan. Arjuna said to Shri Krishna in the Gita, Chanchalami mana Krishna pramati balavadham tasyaham nikaham manyu vayu divasu dushkaram. Chapter 6 verse 34 Gita. Shri Krishna God is saying to Arjuna, control the mind, control the mind. Arjuna says, how to control this mind? It is so strong, turbulent and unyielding. It is more difficult to control the mind than it is to control the wind. Mind. So, complete control over the mind. No feeling of heat and cold. No bodily effect. Nothing affects the body. The detachment has to be so complete that if someone's mother, father, children, wife, husband, everyone dies, it has no effect on him. Only such a person is fit to enter the path of Gyan, to hear the first word of Gyan. Shankaracharya is saying, and today in every home people are singing, Aham Brahmasmi, Shivoham, Shivoham, I am God, I am God. They don't even listen to what the Guru is saying. So difficult. This part in the Gita, in chapter 12, very beautiful rendition comes. Arjuna asks Shri Krishna, God has two forms basically. One supreme power, Dve Vav Brahmano Rupe Murtan Chaiva Murtan Cha Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, second chapter, third verse, second canto, third chapter, first verse. The Vedas are saying God is both with form, Murtan, as well as Amurtan, without form. So we cannot say God is only formless, nor can we say He has only form. He is both with form as well as without form. So Arjuna is asking Shri Krishna, those who worship you as the God with a form, and those who worship the formless aspect of you, who is better? Shreshta Kaune, who is the better one? So Shri Krishna answered and said, both are the same, both will attain. Since the most important thing is to love me, whether it's the formless aspect or the aspect with the form. But listen. Klesho dikataraste sham mavyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavat bhiravapyate. Gita chapter 12 verse 5. For those beings having a body like us, to worship and love something without a form is impossible. Impossible. Both will attain. But because we have a form, we have an embodiment, we have a form, to think and love and worship something without a form is impossible. That's why the path of Gyan is told to be so difficult. In ancient times, not in Kali, people were able to progress in the path of Gyan to a point. Look, so I mentioned this thing called Maya, which is the power of God. This Maya has two aspects, two forms of Maya. Once, God, He came as Ram. I told you there are 4 ages in Sanatana Dharma. This world as we know it, goes in the cycle of 4 ages. First there is Satyug, then comes Treta Yuga, then the age of Dwapar, and then this age we live in called the Kali Yuga. In the age of Treta Yuga, the Lord descended. He came as someone known as Sri Ram, the supreme power. He came as God Sri Ram. Once he was sitting in the forest in a place called Chitrakoot in India, and his brother was with him, Lakshman. Lakshman saw this as a wonderful opportunity to question the Lord. So he said, Ram, can I ask you a question? My elder brother, Shriram, Pucho. Asked Lakshman. Lakshman said, what is Maya? Bhagwan Shriram, God answered and said, Tehi kar bhed sunahu tum do, vidya apar avidya do. Shriram, God says, Lakshman, there are two forms of Maya, two kinds of Maya. One Vidya Maya and one Avidya Maya. Now, people who don't understand philosophy, mostly people decide to read the scriptures and translate themselves. We have this pride, we know everything. So they take a dictionary and they translate. The word Vidya in Sanskrit means knowledge, and the word Avidya means ignorance. So people in the world, they take the dictionary and they translate that Vidya Maya means knowledgeable Maya and Avidya Maya means ignorant Maya. No. I told you last night, Maya has three qualities, three gunas. Ajam, Ekam, Lohit, Shukla, Krishna, Bhavi, Praja, Shrijamanam, Swarupa, Ajo, Eko, Jushamanunu, Shete, Jaha, Tenam, Bhukta, Bhoga, Majonya. Shvetashvatara Upanishad chapter 4 verse 5. The Vedas are saying Maya has three colors. There's a white colored Maya, red colored Maya, black colored Maya. In other words, Maya has three qualities, three gunas. Sattva gun, white represents Sattva guni Maya, red represents Rajoguni Maya, black represents Tamoguni Maya. So, Rajogun plus Tamogun, these two qualities combined, that is Avidya Maya. And Sattva Gun alone, by itself, is Vidya Maya. This is what is meant by Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya. So, Vidya Maya, Sattva Guni Maya. Avidya Maya, Tamogun plus Raju. What does these two Maya do? Ek dushta atisaya dukha rupa, ja bas jeev paro bhav kupa. God is saying to Lakshman, Shri Ram is saying to Lakshman, one Maya, Avidya Maya, governs us, the individual soul, and makes us forget who we are. Avidya Maya has made us forgotten who we are. We identify with the material body. And because of that, Atisaya Dukkha Rupa, we experience tremendous suffering in the world. Aparo Bhava Kupa. This world is called a Bhava Kup, an ocean of suffering. We are thrown into this ocean again and again. We keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. This is the cause of Avidya Maya. And what does Vidya Maya do? Ek rachai jag gunabas jaake, Prabhu prerit nahi nij bal take. One Maya, Vidya Maya, Sattva Guni Maya, creates the world, the outer world. That's what we see outside, the mountains, valleys, rivers, oceans, animals, birds, human beings, etc. That entire world is created by Vidya Maya, not by itself. Maya cannot do anything by itself. This paper, this page, it is enough, non-conscious. It cannot do anything. Maya is told to be enough, non-conscious. So how can Maya create the world? God empowers Maya. Prabhu Prerit, in other words, he inspires Maya. Okay, this paper, I am feeling hot. If I take the paper and I fan, I can feel cool. I can cool myself down. Now, can the paper do the cooling by itself? Is the paper going to get up from here and cool me? If I see that hoot, there's a ghost, we will all clear the room. So if the hand takes the paper and fan, I can feel cool. So the hand empowers the paper and I'm able to feel cool. Not the paper alone. The paper cannot do anything. Hand plus the paper. In the same way, God empowers Maya and Maya creates the world. That is Vidya Maya. Now, why is this so important? So in ancient times, Gyanis, those who followed the path of Gyan, they were able to become free from Avidya Maya. Avidya Maya. They attained something called self-realization. I am the soul, Atma. That knowledge is attained. But no Jnani, no one could become free from Vidya Maya by themselves. We'll hear a little more, but I think I've been talking a little while, so we'll chant a little bit again, and this will help you. We'll come back to the difference between Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya. So the next bhajan. So we chant the name of God again very beautifully. Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Oh Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 ऐसी कृपा करो कृपामयी राधे तो ही भूलो नहीं बल छीन आधे ऐसी कृपा करो कृपामयी राधे तो ही भूलो नहीं बल छीन आधे तू जो ब्रज रस आबुधि राधे एक बूंद पिला दे मोहि राधे मेरा सब तेरा मैं ही तेरा राधे तूनी तो ही बता ओ तूनी तू ही बता राधे तू ही तारे मेरा सब तेरा मैं ही तेरा राधे तूनी तू ही बता तू तो मेरी रहेगी भी राधे तेरे सिवा मेरा कोई नहीं राधे तेरा पाछा नहीं छोड़ू अब राधे, अपनाए या न अपनाए राधे। राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे। तेरे सब जन खड़े खड़े राधे, खड़े संग खोते को चला दे। दर्शन दिया ना दे राधे, उर दर्शन व्याकुल था रे। राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे गोविंद कति तन कति तू ही राधे, तो ही तजी चित जाऊं बता दे। कृपालु पर कृपा करू राधे, तब जान तब मानू तू कृपालु साची राधे। कृपालु पर कृपा करू राधे, तब मानू तू कृपालु साची राधे। ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे। ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। So listen carefully. So two forms of Maya, Avidya Maya and Vidya Maya. Now, as I mentioned, not in the Kali Yuga, not in this age we live in ancient times, Jnanis were able to cross Avidya Maya. They realize I am the soul, the Atma. Many people say self-realization is God realization. It's not true. And I'll show you why tonight. So they were able to realize by crossing Rajogun, Tamogun, that I am the soul, the Atma. It's a very high knowledge. That Jnani goes in Samadhi, spiritual trance, meditational trance. The happiness experienced by one who attains self-realization, goes in Samadhi, is so high. No happiness in the material world can compare to it, none. It is so high that Jnani thinks I have attained everything. But he falls. As long as he is in samadhi, he is safe. But the moment he opens his eyes, Vidya Maya will take hold and he falls. Vidya Maya is still there. The world. Let me give a couple examples. Someone is being chased by bees. Someone who is interfered with the beehive, and the bees start chasing him. In order to prevent from being bitten, stung by the bees, he dives into a pond of water. As long as he remains under the water, he's safe. But the bees, they keep hovering above the water. Soon he has to come up for air. The moment he comes up, the bees takes him. Take another example. Someone has committed some crime. He's stolen, maybe he's killed someone, some crime. And the law takes after him, the police. In order to prevent being captured, he runs into the forest, into the mountains, in some cave, and he hides. And the law can't find him. He's safe. But how long is he going to stay in the forest, in the cave? Eventually he has to come out in the town, in the city for food, etc. The moment he comes out in the town, in the city, the police recognize him and they take him. This is the samadhi of the one who attains self-realization. It is not complete realization. There's a katha, an incident, in the wonderful book called Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, the 5th canto. There was a great person called Bharat, Jar Bharat. Beautiful incident. He ruled the whole world in the Satyug for millions of years. Totally detached, he was self-realized. Paramhans. Eventually he handed over the rule to his sons and he went into the forest. There's a river called Gandaki Nadi. Today it's called Nepal. The river is in Nepal. And there's a stone called Shaligram. Only the Shaligram that is found in that Gandaki Nadi is considered to be authentic. This represents Shri Krishna. I won't go into the long katha. Anyhow, so he went on the bank. There was an ashram, a religious hut place that many rishis and munis used to stay, the sage and sages. And so he went there and started to do more sadhana to increase his love for God. One day, he was sitting on the bank of the Gandaki Nadi, that river, and a pregnant deer came to drink water. And while she was drinking the water, a lion roared. The natural enemy of a deer is the lion. She got so scared. This lion is going to eat me. So to save herself, she tried to jump over the whole river. She made a leap to jump over the river, and in so doing, the baby that was in the womb fell out in the water. She had a miscarriage. So and the deer ran away from there, the mother deer, went in some cave, and because of the exertion and the miscarriage, she died. Now the baby that fell in the water started to drown. Jar Bharat sitting on the bank, he saw the whole thing. Seeing that baby deer drowning, he became overcome with compassion. He drove into the water, took out the baby deer, saved him, and started taking care of the baby deer. He became attached to the deer. This is the Vidya Maya, the world. He is Paramhans to the topmost order, self-realized. But he became attached to the deer. When he will sit to do meditation on God, instead of thinking about Bhagavan, God, he's thinking about the deer. Oh, I hope that some dog or some wild animal hasn't eaten her. I hope that, that she is alive, that she is well. He'd be so worried, thinking. Sometime while he is doing his sadhana, his meditational exercise, the deer will come and she will nudge him and he will leave everything and start playing and fondling her. He was so attached. Now after some time, he realized his time had come, that he was about to leave the world, that he was going to die. Knowing that, he called all the disciples in the ashram and told them, look, I'm about to leave the world now. I want you to bring the deer here. I love her so much. She's so dear to me. I love her. Please bring her. And so they brought the deer and he started to fondle and play with her. And while he was playing with her, he gave up the ghost. He died. But his mind was attached to the deer. In the Gita, Sri Krishna says, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunte sada tadbhava bhavita. Chapter 8, verse 6 Gita. Tyajatyante kalevaram. Kalevaram means the body. When the life leaves this body, the soul, when we leave the body, our life leaves the body, whatever we remember at that time, Yam yam papi smaran. Smaran means remember. Whatever we remember at that time, that's what we're going to become, where we're going to go in the next life. And what are we going to remember? Whatever we attach, whatever we love. You love the puppy, the dog, you're going to remember the dog. You love this one, you love that one, you love money, whatever you remember. You love, you'll remember. That you're not going to remember God. If you remember God, fine. Antakali chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nastyata sanshaya. Chapter 8, verse 5, Gita. If when the last moment, antakale, when the life leaves the body, someone remembers me, God is saying, they remember me. Mom, they will certainly come to me. There's no doubt about that. But generally, we love the world. So Jad Bharat, because his mind was attached to the deer, what happened? In the next life, he was born as a deer. And this is an example to prove that self-realization is not God-realization. Because once you attain God realization, you cannot come back in this world. Maya will not affect you anymore. Impossible. It proves. So when you attain self-realization, you have only crossed one Maya. So the path of Gyan cannot give us spiritual enlightenment. It can take us to a point. We'll become free from avidya Maya. We'll have the knowledge, we realize I am the soul, the Atma. But you have to go higher than that. So Sri Krishna makes it very clear. I told you in the Gita that verse, Daivi Hisha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Meta Tarantite. Chapter 7 verse 14 Gita. He says Maya, he's talking about Vidya Maya. Devi Hesha Gunamai. Gunamai Maya. Swarupa Varika Maya, Guna Varika Maya. Different names. So Swarupa Varika Maya is Avidya Maya. Guna Varika Maya is Vidya Maya. Shri Krishna is saying that's a power that belongs. It is my power. No Jnani, Yogi, Rishi, no one can cross by himself. How to become free from Vidya Maya? Mame vaye prapadyante. Ev means only. Only the one who completely surrenders to God. Bhakti. Surrender means bhakti. The path of bhakti. Again Sri Krishna says at the end of the Gita, Brahma bhuta prasannatma न शोचति न कांक्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद भक्तिम लभते पराम. Chapter 18 verse 54 Gita. Ramanand Rai is also saying to Gaurang Mahaprabhu that Brahma Bhoot means Paramhans. One who has attained self-realization is subject to downfall again and again until and unless he does something. He does what? Mad bhaktim labate param. Until he does bhakti. Only when he does bhakti, he will attain spiritual enlightenment. Again he says, Bhaktya mama vijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvata tato mam tattatu gyata vishati tadanantaram. Chapter 18 verse 55 Gita. Without bhakti, without the path of loving God, which is the final path we're going to look at, the path of loving God, no one can attain Brahma Gyan, knowledge of God. So there are three knowledge. One is Shabdik Gyan, book knowledge, Shabdikal knowledge. Someone reads a lot of book, he can give lecture like me. This is empty knowledge. This only brings pride, abhiman. There's a pride called Gyana Abhiman. The person becomes so proud. I know everything. I don't listen to anyone. Shabdik Gyan. A person has read lots of books on cooking, but they've never actually cooked a meal. What's the use? So the Shabdik Gyan. Higher than that, Atma Gyan. Atma Gyan, knowledge of the self. But this is very high, it is spiritual. But one Maya is still there, Vidya Maya. That Gyani will fall. And the highest, the third one, Brahma Gyan, knowledge of God. That Gyani, that one who attains knowledge of God will never fall. And to do that, we have to do bhakti. So we are coming now to the final path. Remember, three paths only. The path of karma, Vedic rites and rituals, dharma, useless, all you can give is heaven. We'll go enjoy for a little while, but come back here and suffer. The path of Gyan, impossible in Kali Yuga. It can give something, but the most it can give, Atma Gyan, knowledge of the self. The Gyani will fall again and again. And finally the path of bhakti, the path of devotion, the path of love for God, that will give spiritual enlightenment. We'll hear about that and how to do that in the final path tomorrow night. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. We'll chant a little bit. We'll chant a little bit to bring our mind, try to meditate. Sit straight in the chair, wherever you are. Try to meditate on some form of God, any form that you love. As I mentioned, there's only one God, uncountable names, uncountable form. Meditate on the Lord, try to visualize, feel His presence, and chant the divine name. Radhe Radhe Govind Govind Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe Radhe So I want to thank all of you for coming and encourage you to please, as I mentioned, the path, the most important part is coming tomorrow night. Also, this philosophy you're hearing, this was given to me by my Guru Jagat-Gurutam Sri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. This philosophy is contained in a wonderful book called Prem Ras Siddhant, the philosophy of divine love. This knowledge and all, much more. If you have some interest and you would like to know more and to revise what you hear, and also, I would encourage you to get this wonderful book. We do have a bookstall in the back with books and other things, cutouts, etc. But there are other books, but this one especially if you come in for the first time, you're new to the philosophy, I would encourage you to get this book, Prem Ras Siddhant. If you don't remember the name, ask them which book the Swami was talking about when you go to the back. Alright? So, I encourage you. I'll hand you back to Mohan. Oh, Anand.
Thank you very much, Swamiji, for amazing, enlightening discourse today. So tomorrow will be the concluding day of this particular series. So as Swamiji mentioned, this will be a very important day. So see you again at the same place, same time tomorrow. Now, as you know, Swamiji will be here for 2 weeks. This is a 2 weeks. So there are 2 more series after this. And the second series, which will be the gems from Bhagavad Gita, that will be in our permanent center, Radha Kunj, which is at 43 Cuff Road. That is above the Greenleaf restaurant. Okay, so that series is starting on 18th and 19th, 2-day series. Okay, that is Tuesday and Wednesday. And after this, we have another series, How to Find True Everlasting Happiness. That will be 3-day series from 21st to 23rd. That will be at Bala Subramanian Temple, Ishun Temple. So to get maximum benefits, please try every effort to join the complete series. Now tomorrow we are also having an outdoor picnic at Botanical Gardens from 8 o'clock to 10:30 a.m. where you can get closer association with Swamiji. If you have any questions, even though the question and answer session is planned for today and tomorrow, but we have limited time. So you will get closer association with the Swamiji tomorrow. So if you want to attend this outdoor picnic from 8 to 10:30 a.m., then please do register at the help desk so that we can arrange the logistic part of it. Okay? So that is for the outdoor picnic, but the series will continue at the same time. Apart from it, we have lovely books, as Swamiji mentioned, Prem Ras Madira at that particular counter. We have also some amazing cutouts to look for, so please feel free to have a look. If you like the series, invite your friends and family, and if you want to support us, donations are also welcome. And Swamiji, should we have a short 5-minute question and answer session? Or yeah. So if anyone have any bubbling question, feel free to ask it now. Anyone? And if you are feeling shy, we also have a scan QR code. You can submit your question and that can be answered tomorrow as well. Or if you are curious, if you have any question, you can ask it now. This is the opportunity. Yes, please. Sorry, this is not a cordless mic, so you have to come here.
In today's session, you mentioned about compassion and how compassion holds us back from attaining, like the self-awareness stops us from developing happiness. Yeah, like the attachment, like the self-compassion. But as we live our life, usually we are told to live with compassion. Have compassion for our relatives and friends, in case anyone who we come across. So is that something that stops us from attaining?
Right. So the thing is that it's not so much compassion but attachment. What stops us is attachment, being attached. Compassion is a different thing. Compassion is a divine quality. Once one becomes truly spiritual, actually to be compassionate, to be truthful. All this is divine qualities. A divine soul can actually do that. When we attain enlightenment, then you become truly compassionate. So as you advance spiritually, you will become even more and more compassionate. So it's not really compassion, it is attachment. Attachment is what is holding us back. Why do we get attached? Because we think some person or something in the world is going to make me happy. You see, we don't have the knowledge, number one, that I am the soul, Atma. And number two, where will I find the happiness I'm looking for? So because of that ignorance of identifying with the body, and the body being material, mind is made of material things, and the world is material. Body is material, the world is material, so we are looking for happiness in the material world, and we get attached. And that's why we keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. So the knowledge that I am the soul, Atma, is important. When that happens, and then the happiness, where can I find it? In the Supreme Soul. I am soul, he is the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Lord. When that happens, then I will no longer be attached. I will be compassionate. That person becomes truly compassionate. When the saints come in the world, without any reason, God and the saints, they love others for others. We in the world, we love because we are selfish. We want something, our own happiness. But God and the saints, the Buddha, the God, when they come, they have no reason, they just love. So they are truly compassionate. This will happen when we attain spiritual enlightenment. So it's not compassion, it is attachment. Alright, that's holding us back. Okay?
I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Can't we have Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga all together?
The thing is that, so karma alone will give you only heaven. If we add bhakti to karma, this is what the teaching of the Gita is. So in one line of the Gita, Shri Krishna gives the whole Gita. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha, chapter 8 verse 7. Tasmat sarveshu, at all place, kaleshu, at all time, mamanusmara, remember me. Attach your heart, your mind to me, that is bhakti. Yudhyacha, your kshatri, do your duty, fight the war. So karma, which is the duty, plus bhakti, karma yoga. That will give you God. Not karma alone, karma plus bhakti. Same thing with jnana. Jnana alone will only give self-realization. When you add bhakti, it becomes jnana yoga. You will attain God. And bhakti doesn't need anybody. Bhakti itself will give everything. We'll hear about that tomorrow. So bhakti doesn't need, everybody needs the help of bhakti. Every other path needs bhakti, the help of bhakti. Bhakti doesn't need anybody. From bhakti comes jnana, vairagya. Automatically it happens. True knowledge will come. True detachment just by doing bhakti. These are two natural things that happen by doing bhakti.
But how to drive a person who's not in bhakti? Because we as a Hindus, we are always in the path of bhakti no matter what we do.
Right.
But for a person who has nothing about bhakti, how to influence or how to pull that person towards
You have to understand the meaning of bhakti. Bhakti doesn't mean go in mandir. Bhakti doesn't mean doing yaga, puja. Bhakti means love.
Yeah.
Everybody can love.
Yeah.
We have to understand what bhakti means. So not only Hindu, anyone can love. We know how to love mother, we know how to love father, how to love husband, how to love child, how to love a friend. We know all this already. So all we have to do in the bhakti is take that love that we know in the world and put it to God. That is it. That is bhakti. And anyone can do that. So we'll hear more about that.
Thank
All right?
Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you very much, Swamiji. The time is dot on, so if you have further question, please put your question on the scan QR code, or you can ask directly tomorrow. Now, I think we will have Aarti. I would request you all to stand up for the Aarti and please take prashad from Swamiji.
And when we're doing the Aarti, like last night, I'll do a little bit first. Then all of you would like to do Aarti can come up and do Aarti, take part in the Aarti also.
I
यस्य साक्षात् भगवती ज्ञानदीपप्रदे गुरौ मध्यासद्धि श्रुतं तस्य सर्वं कुञ्जरशौचवत् एष वै भगवान् साक्षात् प्रधान पुरुषेश्वर योगेश्वरैर्विवृज्ञाक्ष लोकोऽयं मन्यते। बोले राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Everyone have the seats, please. Have a seat.
Please come forward to take prasad from Swamiji. Have darshan, do pranam, and then take prasad from Swamiji.